Hello, and welcome to Art with Miss Michelle. Today we're going to draw a Father's Day portrait. So for this project, it might be helpful to have a picture of your dad or favorite family member, a pencil, and if you want to outline it with a black marker, you can do that. And if you don't want to, after you do the pencil sketch, you can decide if you want to do that step or just color it. I'm going to use some white paper, and then I have colored pencils, but you could use whatever you want to color it. So if you want to use colored pencils, markers, pastels, paint, whatever you think you're really good at doing, or whatever your favorite thing to use is. Okay, so I have this picture of my dad and cousin. I'm just going to draw my dad. And before I start drawing, I want to look for any distinguishing features. So what kind of shape is my dad's head and face? My dad has a pretty round head and face. Some people might have a skinnier face or a more oval face, or some people have like a kind of a square looking jawline, like where their chin is. How big is the nose? How big are the eyes? Are the eyes round? Are they more open or closed? My dad's eyes are always closed in pictures, so his eyes look really small. He has glasses. How much hair does my dad have? My dad, he's not totally bald, but he's getting there. And then I always see, no matter how often he shaves, his hair on his chin grows really fast, so he always has whiskers. So those are all things, if I add to my picture, I can make it look a lot like my dad. So I'm going to start with the shape of the head, which is pretty round, and I want to kind of draw this in the middle of my paper, and then I'll see a little bit of the neck and maybe a little bit of the shirt at the bottom. So I don't want to go all the way to the edges, but I want this to take up most of my paper, so it's nice and big. And I'm using a pencil so I can sketch, and if I need to erase anything I can, but I'm just gonna do the best. And even though I've been doing art for a very, very long time, I'm okay at portraits, but I don't think this is gonna look exactly like my dad. I'm just gonna do the best I can, and this might make a nice Father's Day gift. And then my dad's chin is a little bit skinnier than the rest of his head, but it's kind of hard to get that shape, so I might need to do some drawing and erasing, which is okay. Okay, so then for the eyes, so a lot of people like to draw the eyes at the top of the head. We kind of think of them as being there because they're at the top of the face, but the eyes are actually about halfway in between the top of the head and the chin. So I can kind of use my pencil to measure, or my fingers, where that halfway point is. And my eyes also, however big the eye is, from side to side, there's usually one eye space in between the eyes. Of course, this could be slightly different for different people, but as a general rule, there's usually one eye width in between eyes. So if you use those proportions, you're going to get a pretty good proportional face. So I have the shape of the eyes, and then usually you see a little line above the eye where the eyelid folds in when your eyes are open. And then on my dad, I also see a little bit underneath. And then I actually have another picture because I like this one, he's smiling a little bit more, but his head is kind of turned to the side, and his eyes are more closed in the picture, so I actually might just use that for the mouth, but use this one because it's more of a straight on view for the rest of the face. Then I'm going to add the eyebrows so I can just pay attention to that shape. And then the eyebrows kind of lead down into the top of the nose. And the top of the nose tends to be really skinny, And then some people's nose stays skinny all the way down. My dad's nose looks like it gets bigger and rounder. And noses are the hardest thing to draw, so you can do your best. If you don't want to try to do a nose shape, what you can just do is kind of draw like an upside down number 7 and kind of give it a curve. You could simplify it a little bit because they can be really hard to draw, or if you want to attempt to do a realistic looking nose, you can. I'll leave that up to you. Mouths are a little bit easier because usually you can just draw a kind of smile looking line. I'm going to add the lips on here, so I'm going to leave a little bit of room in between the nose and mouth. And I see my dad has these smile lines. I might add those in a little bit later, but even if I do them just like on the sides of his mouth, it'll make it look like he has a nice big smile, which he does in the other picture that I have. So I'm going to make his mouth open a little bit, since in this picture it's a little bit more open. And then I'm going to draw the bottom lip. And I don't really see much of his top lip, but I'm going to add it. I'm going to use my artistic license to add a little bit so it doesn't look too weird. And then for the eyeballs, he has a little, this is like the brown part of his eyes. I can't really tell from the picture, but I know my dad has brown eyes, so I'm going to add the sides of that circle that shows the brown part, and then the black circle in the middle. Usually you can see olive. I'm kind of making this up here because I can't really see in the picture, but I know that's what eyes look like. Then I can add a little line for the chin. And the neck is usually, sometimes people think it's really skinny because it is skinnier than our head, but it actually goes out almost to the edges of our head usually. Then I'm going to add, I see the collar of his shirt. This is actually a little bit of a challenge. It has these triangles that come down, and then I can see the shoulders. So I'm just going to see a little bit of this. It's mostly going to be going off my page. I can add a button. So now, this looks kind of weird because he's bald, so I need to give him some hair. So I'm just going to kind of look at his hair, see it's kind of growing up and to the side, so you can see what direction it grows. Maybe your dad's hair is spiky, maybe it hangs down, maybe your dad is totally bald. So I'm going to start adding some hair. It's kind of going up and to the side. And maybe you want to switch your color to a colored pencil or whatever you're using to color, so you get this to be the color of your dad's hair. So like brown or yellow or black, depending on, or gray, whatever color hair your dad has. Okay, then I'm just gonna add some hair on the eyebrows, because our eyebrows are made of hair too. Gonna give them a little bit more detail, and that's gonna make them look more realistic. And I can't see it in the picture, but I'm gonna add some little hairs for the eyelashes. That's gonna make my eyes look a little bit more normal. I know that humans have hair on their eyelashes, so I'm not gonna make it too long, but this is just gonna make the eyes look a little bit more natural. And then my dad has glasses, so I'm gonna draw the glasses in right over his eyes. And then I can see my dad's ears. Depending on how long your dad's hair is, you may or may not see his ears. People with long hair, sometimes you don't always see them. But usually people with shorter hair, you can see their ears pretty well. And then I can look for any smaller details, like I see some wrinkles in my dad's forehead. And I'm gonna add some whiskers. And again, if you want to use a different color for this, you can. If your dad has a beard, you can draw hair like you did up here for the beard. My dad does not have a beard, so I'm just going to do the whiskers. Maybe your dad has a very smooth face, so you won't really see anything down there and it'll just be skin. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. It looks a lot like my dad. So I can start coloring it. So you might want to start with the background, unless, of course, you want to leave the background white. And my dad's shirt is blue, so I don't want to use blue for the background. I might start with his shirt, actually. Okay, and then I want to find a good skin color. This can be kind of a challenge because the colored pencils might not always match up. So if you need to blend some pencils, maybe that would be good. So I'm just going to do the best I can. I don't think it's going to match up perfectly, but I have 3 different colors I'm going to blend together. And of course, if you draw your outline and you really think it's fantastic, you don't have to color it in. It's kind of fun to color, but I'm sure he would appreciate a pencil drawing. So I'm just going to carefully go around the edges of the eyes. And for this color, I don't want it to be too dark of this like pinkish color. So I'm pressing down really lightly, and then I'm going to blend my other colors over it. Now, if I see some darker places, like next to the nose here, I might push down a little bit more to give it a little bit of a shadow there. Like under the lip here, like in between the mouth and chin. There looks like there's a dark shadow. And same with like underneath the chin. So I decided not to use the black marker, but if you want to use the black marker, you can outline the features and then color it in. I'm not going to do that with mine because I don't think I want that look. Okay, and then I'm just going to try to blend some of these other colors over it to get a more natural looking skin color. And of course, everybody's skin color is different, so you might need to find some different colors. I know they do make packs of crayons that have all different skin colors from anywhere from light to dark, so those might be good to try to blend to get some nice skin colors. This colored pencil pack I have is a really big pack and has lots of different colors, but I'm still not finding quite the right colors that I need, so I'm just going to do the best I can. And I'm just going to add one more kind of peach with a little bit more brown in it to try to make it a little bit less orange. The second color I used is kind of a close skin color, but it has a lot of orange in it, so it doesn't look very natural. And so I'm using this pencil to kind of outline some of the shapes. I don't think I want that dark black outline, but I do want them to show up a little bit more. And if I use this, one of the colors I used for the skin, it's going to blend in a little bit more and just look a little bit more natural, I think. And then I think this will be a pretty good color for my lips. Again, if I want to blend it with another color, I can. Alright, I have this gray color I'm going to use for inside the mouth. And I might blend it with the pinkish color I used for the lips to make it a little darker, but I don't think the inside of my dad's mouth is black, so, or dark gray. Okay, now I just need to do the eyes. So I need to find a dark brown color or whatever color your dad's eyes are. Maybe they're blue or green or brown or gray. Then I'm just going to go over the eyebrows and hair a little bit to make them stand out a little bit better. Maybe even the eyelashes. And I kind of like this color. It's not quite black, it's a dark gray. So it's not as like overpowering as black, but it looks black. Okay, so here's my Father's Day portrait, or my dad portrait. If I want to add a background, I can. I might choose just like kind of a lighter neutral color, but I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. So thanks for watching my video. I hope you like this project, and happy Father's Day drawing.